keep this. Kind of a weird hand. We can like play Coast tap, then Dragon on turn 2. Opponent mulls to 5. I think Tainted Indulgence would fit an Esper Mentor. I do think it'll fit, yes. Will it be the best option? That's obviously the big question. Maybe. I think it may be better than Faithful Mending in that shell. And that is a place I'm pretty excited to play test it. Whereas my opponent does just an awkward mull to 5 with mono green. We'll take it, huh? Sprite Dragon's really good against mono green. How do you keep track of random cards to sell? Do I have an entire collection for trade binder? So what I like to do usually is all the cards I don't want to sell, I will put in a vintage deck, and I'll have that vintage deck in a league, like registered in a league, and then I could just do trade all every single time and trade whatever I open in my chests. And the cards that you have that are in a league are like just by default untradeable. And like there's no way that you can just say I don't want to trade these cards in your collection. That's the only way I figured out to do it. I'm starting to play formats that use chess clocks. Is it okay to play clock for the win? That's something you have to determine for yourself, right? I personally do not like to play to the clock on Magic Online. I like to play as if I'm 0% to win. I will concede and not drag out a game. I feel like I'm 0% in. I also don't feel like anyone is under an obligation to play that way. I think that there is a lot of nuance in gaming. There's a lot of nuance in what is good sportsmanship, what is not good sportsmanship, and I think it's something that everybody's like collectively figuring out together. And I think that a lot of players have the attitude that the chess clock is part of Magic Online. Just playing, making my opponent kill me in the 25 minutes. That's part of the game. A lot of people have that attitude, and I think if that is your attitude, I can't like argue with you. I can't say that you're just wrong. You know, it's just not how I like to play. Yeah, no shock here is obviously rough. Would love to have Lava Coil here against Old Growth Troll, of course, but can't have it all. Carried. We do get to go Sprite Dragon into Consider. Sprite Dragon has really impressed me in this matchup. Post board with the 5-pack. Getting into a very, very polite fight, huh? A fight that will pay for the west wing of the house. Yeah, it's definitely true. Like, you know, it's not that exciting, I think, for people to watch me play for the clock. Turn 4, Storm the Festival. Alright, we go into game 3. Okay, yeah, game 3. The clock thing would be less objectionable if it wasn't effective paper X, something like that. I mean, for me, it's like less. I concede to my opponent if I feel I am actually 0% to win. Like if it's gonna take my opponent, you know, a couple minutes to click through the turns, but I feel like I have a 0% chance. That's the only time I concede, which is not like paper. That's not actually how it works in paper usually. Kind of awkward to play this as a red source when you have Scorn, but I think we have to against mono green. And I just like, you know, I just like to have the attitude, if the game would have reached its natural conclusion, it's an L I would take, just take the L. And I think that I'm not trying to like say that the way I do it is right or wrong. It's just how I do it, you know. Oh wow, perfects. Spirebluff Canal, Fire Impulse, amazing. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit another untapped blue. It really kind of comes down to this. We hit, awesome. I have 2 Scorns in hand. I'll just save the Steven so I can go Goldspan Dragon with Scorn up next turn. Feeling great about her spot now. I guess I could have let this resolve, actually, and just killed it with Goldspan Dragon. That was maybe fine. It's probably fine to also counter it. Yeah, this Expressive Iteration card's pretty dang good, huh? And so is the Silumgar Scorn card. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I don't have the dragon in the hand. Iteration, consider, I guess. I'm gonna play Modern Regional this weekend. What's my opinion? Best reanimator build? I've been liking the mono black version. I've been playing a lot, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna float blue. Just try to find an Aether Gust. Failed to find Aether Gust. I'll cast the Opt still. Hoping they don't find the 5/6. I think it's better to counter Karn because if they could uptake, you want to die, shutting off the treasure. Yeah. Would have been a legitimate consideration to play Iteration turn 2 as an anticipate, find third land to guarantee hold up Scorn. Maybe, yeah, maybe that was a better line. I was thinking hard. Yeah, enjoy the sounds of the Weed Eater. I think that's the last time we'll hear it. Why Dragon's Fire over Draconic Roar? Dragon's Fire can deal more than 4 damage. Dragon's Fire can kill Old Growth Troll, Winota, Thing in the Ice, Niv-Mizzet. No, Niv-Mizzet's harder to kill, but like it deals 4 damage a lot of the time. They got Tormod's Crypts. It's kind of wild to be able to play that well against against Dragon's Fire. Choose dragon you control. Maybe I didn't need to cast the Dragon's Fire there. Yeah, I just don't know why I instant speeded or sorcery speeded that. We got a lot of mana. They're at 8 life. I have 2 4/4 flyers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're 1 mana shy of flashing back Storm the Festival, I think. But they just have a Storm the Festival in their hand. Maybe Karn hit them for 8 was better. Maybe. They bricked really hard on their Storm of the Festival. I don't think I've ever seen a Storm miss that hard. Started the 3 mana counters and the egg eventually getting closer to this list. But I didn't think about Sprite Dragon. Yeah, Sprite Dragon's super, I think, mandatory for this archetype. Okay, they get a Karn. Should be game over. They find no 1 mana artifact that kills 2 Goldspan Dragons, and they concede. I have like the mono green Winota and Lotus Field matchups. Feels like a pretty good place to be, huh? Feels like a pretty good place to be for a Pioneer deck. If only I had this deck for Everos yesterday. This would be the perfect Everos deck. Any 1 CMC artifact in all of Magic that kept them alive a single turn. Do they have any cards in their hand? Because Black Lotus? Meekstone. Yeah, Meekstone. Wow. That's it. That's it. Ascendant Spirit. Let's keep that Fiery Impulse. I'm going to play the Sprite Dragon. English with the 9 months, thank you. Oh yeah, Zurin Orb. Zurin Orb would be also keep them alive. I mean, they were at 8 life, so any other artifact that just gains them alive does help them survive. Ensnaring Bridge, they only had 1 mana up, so Ensnaring Bridge has to be 0 or 1 mana. Best deck in Modern gets to field the blue-white control. Is your local game store 100% blue-white control players? As is So common, unfortunately, these days. I would say like I actually feel like the red black rock deck that I like to play is really good against blue white. You have 3 main deck Turok, which is like maybe the best card in the whole format against them, and you have access to Din of the Bugbear, Ragavan, just like kind of all Kroxa, a ton of great cards against them. But we do get this question a lot. Spike, my local metagame is 100% blue-white control players. What can I do? What do you think about Terramander? Terramander is unplayable in every format. That card has never been good, and I think never will be good. Is there a way to see the decks and Stream Deckers down? There's not. Stream Deckers a pain, I'm sorry. But Unlimited, I remember that card being unplayable in Limited. That was a limited format I did spend like a decent amount of time preparing for. Hacksaw with the 4 months, appreciate you. It was good in Standard, was it? Maybe it was, I don't know. I have a really strong dislike for that card, what can I say? My dislike from it stems from like every like, you know, blue-based tempo deck I ever play. If someone suggests it, it's just not very good. Entrancing Melody is interesting. I haven't actually seen this card in the main deck of any deck before, actually. Nerdy Beard, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate ya. I want to land. I think I'll take Island Consider. It is really bad if they have a second Entrancing Melody. We're kind of screwed if they have a second Entrancing Melody. Maybe not. I get to attack them down to 3. Shacklegeist. Okay, so I'll play Goldspan Dragon because they can't both play a Spirit, tap this down, and counter the Goldspan. Yeah, you're right. Terramander was playable with that mono blue standard deck. Is Veil illegal? No, Veil Simmer is banned in Pioneer. Unsubstantiate. No, we lost playing for 5-0. We just like played against blue red and never drew a draw spell. And it do be like that. Target of a spell. So we don't get treasures from them. Shacklegeisting, unfortunately. Play with Fire also doesn't kill. These I can, however, now present lethal. Maybe I should have iteration first. I guess I also didn't need to do this first, because now they can bounce the dragon. Okay, they don't have it though. Okay, it feels good to finally be playing a deck with a lot of shocks against mono blue. I just keep running into mono blue, and I'm like, oh, I can't ever win. But now I've got a lot of shocks and disputes. Feeling a lot better. Niv-Mizzet also seems like wins the game if we ever get to that much mana. I think I'm gonna trim on Silumgar Scorn. Trim on Goldspan Dragon. Trim 4th iteration into Ops. Yeah, the big dragon payoff is Silumgar Scorn. Seize with 12 months, and you don't really like lose much card quality here, because Sprite Dragon, Goldspan Dragon are just good. They're just good cards. What card did I say? Main deck versus blue white was the strongest card against it. Turok Dread Cantor. Turok Dread Cantor. Is your local metagame also 100% blue-white control? 1-1 in chat if your local game store is 100% blue-white control players. Just kill this now so they can go like secrets, spell pierce. I knew it. We'll figure out one day how to beat them, chat. We'll figure out one day. Alright, I think I'm gonna play the dragon this turn. My local metagame is 100% Turoks. How do I beat as blue-white control? Get out! Get out, blue-white player. Okay, second Supreme Phantom's good. If I can get this dragon up to 4 power, it's gonna be okay. Or I could just, you know, find a Fry. I don't love having to play this as a blue source, but seems okay. Oh, Graveyard the Island. We really need to find a blue. What can they have? I don't think I get punished by a block by any card that's on my radar. Let me just like double check a list. Yeah, we should be good. Storm, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Try to find a red source here off the Consider. Awesome. So I'm actually going to Fiery Impulse the Supreme Phantom here first, because if they have a Spell Pierce, they're not going to counter this Fiery Impulse because it doesn't kill the Phantom. But then I'll fry this and then it'll kill the Phantom, so this plays around Spell Pierce. They conceded, awesome. B Rocco with the 9 months, appreciate you. Can Spain Dragon's Fire, Dragon's Roar? Yes, Dragon's Fire can hit Planeswalkers, and it can deal 4 damage. 2 incredibly relevant things in Pioneer. Been playing any Elden Ring? I beat Elden Ring a couple weeks ago. I haven't touched it since then, unfortunately. Been too busy. Putting a land back feels a bit weird. I think it's okay on the draw. I think Farseek, Sokka Tribe Elder would be too good for Pioneer. It does feel like it's kind of the format's identity that those kinds of cards aren't legal. Would they be too good? I'm not sure. Against them missing a land, I'll kill this. I think maybe if they played a land, I would actually cast Sprite Dragon and wait, but just gotta kill them all. Yeah. I straight up had never read Dragon's Fire, I think, before this morning, but I mean, I was playing Lava Coil over it. Like, Lava Coil is also, like, it's not, like, much worse than this, and it is relevant against specifically the Old Growth Troll that's really popular. Oh, what a draw. But yes, Dragon's Fire, big upgrade. What a slaughter. Niv, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate ya. Come back. Glad you liking the deck. Yeah, I've been really happy that this one finally came together. It took a long time. Sprite Dragon has been so good against mono green. Play another another one. Yeah, I think we can just ignore Old Growth Troll. Could race it pretty easy. Would Tribe Elder be busted with Noda? It'd be good. I don't know. It would be very playable. I think Chocolate Tribe Elder would be close to a format staple. I think it would be very interesting in the Fires of Invention deck too. Found a way to make mono green match better with Karn Fires. Play 3 Aether Gust instead of Combustible Gearhulk and play Noxious Gearhulk. I mean, I like Combustible Gearhulk a lot with Combustible Gearhulk's been really impressive with Fable. Noxious Gearhulk's interesting though. I'm gonna cast this, so if I cast this Silumgar Scorn, it's lethal next turn. I'm very likely to get to cast the Silumgar Scorn. What do I think about Careful Study and Modern Pioneer? We've had this question a lot. I think that Careful Study would immediately be the best card in Modern, It would be. I'm not sure I would like it in Pioneer in a format with Arc-like Phoenix and Treasure Cruise either. Which is also like that's also why you're asking. Every single person who's ever asked me about Careful Study has been a sneaky mono green player, or sorry, a sneaky Phoenix player. Spike, what about this random card? This random card printed into Modern. I don't know. Careful Study. What do you think about adding Careful Study? I don't have any ulterior motives of reliving the glory days with Blue-Red Phoenix. Not at all. Not at all. It's so yeah. It's not red like Faithless Looting. It's not. It's only blue. Who can play blue mana in Modern? Arc-like Phoenix. And it doesn't have flashback, which was obviously always the biggest problem on Faithless Looting was the flashback. So I think it would be fine. I don't think it would be like immediately a top 5 card in Modern. Brave Cygnus, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate ya. What about Frantic Surge? I love Frantic Surge. We could print that in every format ever. I love Frantic Surge. Ugh. It would be too good probably, but I love Frantic Surge. That's like Frantic Surge is one of my favorite cards to cast. It's just oh man. Oh man. Oh, that card always just that card was so good to cast. Frantic Surge is a 3-mana instant. 3-mana instant. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, untap 3 lands. What, Fire Ice and Pioneer? Fire Ice is, like, I don't love, like, buffing the blue-red control deck really hard. Fire Ice would be great. Fire Ice would be, like, I feel like it would be, like, a kind of obnoxious card to have. It's just, like, so good in, like, Dig Through Time decks. So good in, like, the blue-red decks that are already really strong. What about Ragavan and Pioneer? Yeah, I currently have a standing... Oh, did I not click submit? I currently have a standing deal with chat that if Ragavan the Nimble Pilferer is ever Pioneer legal, I will eat a copy of it. I have a standing deal. It's the safest bet I've ever made, I think. But it molds the Segs. Well, it's kind of hard to keep a hand without a shock, but I think you have to keep this hand. Could Strangle be better than the second Fire Impulse? I think it could be. I think I'm very likely to... In any deck that I am currently playing Fiery Impulse in, I'm just going to be replacing them with Strangle for a little while and be playtesting and try to figure out what's the best option. I think Smallpox would be too strong? Probably not, no. Okay, just gonna fire this and hope, huh? What about large pox? Are you talking about like the original pox? Or wait, yeah, there's a uncard called large pox, right? There's also Death Cloud. All the pox variants. What is my opponent doing? They have 3 cards in their hand, 2 mana. How can this decision be this hard? How can it be this hard? How dare you call me a Snarky Phoenix player, clearly a Dredge player? Yeah. I'm playing Dredge. There's no way I could play Careful Study and Ox of Agonis in the deck. Blue under 1 and red. Impossible. What if only one fetcher was a gold, like Marsh Flats? Well, what if Spike had to answer every goofy theoretical question like this every day for the rest of my life? What if I just had to imagine a world where every single card is legal in Pioneer? I've experienced a lot of toxic positivity when it comes to Pioneer. I found it's very hard to even mildly criticize the format without getting jumped on. How are people okay with Lotus Field? I don't know if I would necessarily describe it the same way, but yeah, I criticize Lotus Field a lot, and I'm like dying on turn 3, and I get, you know, manifestos talking about how this never happens and it actually never kills my turn until like turn 6. I don't know. I'm liking the format, but it's also okay to not like Pioneer. It's okay to be critical of it. It's also possible to be critical of things and like it. Like I think that I straight up advocate for a Lotus Field ban. I think that Winota is not good for the format either. But does that mean I don't like the format? No, I do like the format. What if we just ban Besage? I don't know, dude. It's I have extreme prejudice for Lotus Field. But it is also true, like when any like magic based opinion anybody ever expresses, or they put here on the bottom. But as someone who talks about magic all the time, when you express any opinion, like you're just gonna have someone that like not only disagrees with you, but like wants to make sure you you start agreeing with them. You know, people are really opinionated. Go, Sprite Dragon, go. Whiskey with 18 months, thank you. What do you feel about Dark Ritual being added to Pioneer? I think it would be a great addition. Is there a Bloodstone Lotus deck in Pioneer? People have worked on it. I really don't. I feel like nauseous about the idea of casting a Bloodsun against a possible Lotus Field combo opponent. So I don't know. It's probably not that big a deal. Okay, I can pressure the Karn with the dragon. Yeah, you can undo Expressive Iteration. Although, you used to not be able to. It used to be bugged where if you clicked undo on an Expressive Iteration, it would restart the game. But it grabs a God Pharaoh statue, an excellent choice. But if I can kill their Llanowar Elf, then they can't cast next turn, maybe? Oh, maybe they can. Alright, obviously starting off with a Consider. Really incentivizes to graveyard whatever the card is for dig through time, but not graveyarding that one. Kill Karn, dig through time into turn. They need, if they draw an untapped land, which is every land besides Hall, Lair of the Hydra, they can God Pharaoh statue, and then they should be they can play any other spell besides Storm the Festival. Including Cleansing Wildfire Angle to mitigate against Lotus Field players with Bloodsun. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe. You could do that. I will be working on it, I promise. Oh, wow, another Karn. It's a weird draw. 51, 13 months. How did Leslie go? We ended up losing for the 5-0, so we're currently 6-1 on the day with Blue-Red Dragons up a game. They grab a Darksteel Relic so that they can go for their statue next turn. This Old Growth Troll is definitely kind of scary. Definitely kind of. I can Dragon's Fire it, potentially. I can also Fire Impulse the Elf, though. Which seems kind of nice to, like, keep them off of the statue still. Or keep them off the statue with Scorn. So now maybe I don't Fiery Impulse the Elf, because I kind of want them to cast the statue. You know what I mean? Also, if I feel like I can just kill them next turn... So if I Fiery Impulse here, attack for 7, they go down to... 7, they go down to 12. Then I Counterspell something, then attack them for 11. Yeah. Just ignore the Karn. Do people play Team or Battle Rage in Pioneer? I haven't seen it, no. There's maybe a Pump Spell deck in the format with Dreadhorde Arcanist, but maybe not. Was Feather ever a deck? I lost a Feather the other day, my Channel Fireball video. Spoilers. That was my only loss. Also spoilers. Yeah, Stream Decker is down. I'm gonna try to keep this. We got Consider, got Dig Through Time. Any plans to try out Body Dropper in the Anvil list? Which one is Body Dropper? Lots of new Ob and Rakdos decks. I'm gonna be working on it. There's like a lot of different directions to go. I think the card is strong. The card is strong. I'm excited to cast it. But finding the best shell is going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a long time. So is Michigan Gen tokenless, Chariot, Mob, 3 Obs. Yeah, I mean, people... Like, you might play a Chariot deck with Ob. But, like, having... Like, you might play those 2 cards in the same deck. But having your game plan of Chariot copying your Ob token is just, like, win more nonsense that isn't a cohesive game plan. If you want to curve a 3-drop into a 4-drop in Pioneer, though, I recommend Winota and any 3-drop. Ooh, very good start for my opponent. Why is that 3-2 run on 14% of decks? According to Goldfish. Well, Goldfish doesn't have, like, very complete data. You know what I mean? Do I want to play with fire this turn? Or do I want to go fire, impulse, opt? I think I'll play with fire. They've got 2 cards in their hand. I think it's really unlikely that they can get this through a 4 damage play with fire, too. Do you think Chariot copying tokens will be a thing on Pioneer? I just touched on this, but I think... Maybe a deck plays both those cards, but it will never be your deck's plan A. Or like at least like it's just not a reasonable plan A to be like, I'm gonna play my, you know, I'm gonna have my Chariot. Sorry, if your opponent's not interacting with your Ob, they're not interacting with the creature you sack to Ob, they're not interacting with your Chariot. Like you're just winning that game no matter what no matter what your spells are. If you get to just do all of these things through any amount of interaction. Like, that's just a game you win every single time in Pioneer. And, like, as cool as it'll be when it happens, like, those are just games where you run over your opponents and, you know, it's just not, you know, not a super competitive game. They see Ragavan's getting Wretched Border on Moto? Oh, I didn't see that. Is DRC getting one? Because I actually want a old border DRC more, to be honest, but... Does this the second chapter does trigger this one? Okay. Would Copter be safe to ban on Pioneer? I mean, Winota would be like an incredibly good Copter deck. Okay, so I'm gonna impulse the flip side of this, and then I'm gonna dig through time, hopefully for another impulse, or you know the other shock. David, 2 months, appreciate you. No DRC but Bobble as well. Does anybody have a link? Oh, they stacked their triggers wrong, right? Oh, when you cast your next creature spell. I see. Sorry, I thought that it was when the next creature enters. So we find another 1-mana shock. We find 2 of them. Oh, that's a really good draw for them. Hit me for 3, down to 3. Whew, close game. Can't Stormcarved Dragon, need to find another burn spell. 3 looks. Kind of unreal. Kind of unreal. Oh, no, I messed up, though. I should have used this on the Kimono. Don't think it's really going to matter. I don't think there's a big difference between being at 1 and being at 2, but we are going to 2. Their draw was very strong. So many cards kill us here. So we're dead to an untapped land on the Den of the Bugbear, whether we attack or not. So I will attack and try to kill my opponent as quick as I can. Best thing they could draw, I guess, would be like another copy of Den of the Bugbear. Very strong draw. So we get to bring in 4 copies of Aether Gust. I'm going to cut the Niv-Mizzet. Fourth dragon, 2 ops. 1 versus 2 mattered. If we were 2, we live there. No, we don't. Oh, sorry, we get to... No, we don't. We can kill the Den of the Bugbear. But then we die to the Kumano. Oh, yeah, but being at 1 is relevant for Spikefield Hazard or another Kumano. That's true. So new old border cards. Alternate art history of Benalia. Why is it like this? The first art was so much better, I think. I guess I can't really see it, but... Why? Old border Winds of Abandon. Old border Mizium Orders. I love this. That looks great. Winds looks great. Thank goodness Old border Bolas Citadel. Old border Ragavan looks great. Old border Inquisition, amazing. Great choice. Old border Dig, great choice. All these are great choices. New avatars? Thoughts on Call of the Death Dweller and Shadow? You basically always would want to play Unearth instead. Okay, good hand against Mono Red, gonna keep. No, apparently old border prismatic endings exist. They're just like really rare, but they were available in packs. But they're so rare that bots just don't sell them. Yeah, I was under the impression that they just didn't exist either. Okay, opponent takes a mulligan to 6. New trophy season. It starts tomorrow? Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah, how many trophies did Pi end up getting? $50 trophies so far. Destructotron with 20 more gifted subs. Holy shit. You've done enough. Please no more gifted subs. It's very appreciated. Go buy yourself something nice instead of spending all this money over here. Gotta gift to sub from Destructo. Make sure to thank them though, of course. Total of 195. Yeah, we may have to upgrade from a post-it note to a nice like cross-stitch pillow of Destructotron in the house. Okay, pretty easy. Fiery Impulse. A nice cross-stitch pillow. Well, we're also the 8 months and Jangles with the 7. Appreciate ya. Buy yourself some old border Ragavans on Magic Online, please. Anything else but this. Try not to play the sound too much. You guys know the Harry clip, the Harry clip we played too much. I asked Jalen this morning if he could remix that into like an auto-tune song. Kind of hoping that ends up happening. Then Sanchez also with a 10-pack. That's fine because Sanchez has been giving a 5-pack every single day. This is an acceptable 5-pack. Thank you, Sanchez. Thank you. If you gotta give some for Sanchez, also make sure to thank them. Okay, so I'm gonna just Dragon's Fire the Den. Oh, I almost missed. I almost hit the Soulscar Mage instead. Another Aether Gust. Probably it's just another time walk, you know. Probably ends the game. Alright, time walk. Magnet, thank you for the 17 months. Appreciate you as well. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. So we can't activate the Hull this turn, can next turn. Opponent just packs it in. It kind of seems like an early concession, though, because if Chandra comes down and kills Goldspan next turn, they're just kind of in it. What's your reason behind Hull over Din? The general idea is that, like, you, with all the iterations and dig through times and cantrips, you usually don't want to activate a man land until the late game, where Hull is a lot better. You could maybe do a 1-1 split, though. I think that'd be okay, too. We need treasure chest switch over. I don't know. Probably after maintenance. Sorry for all the ding-a-dings. Just unplug this. Hull also costs more money than Din of the Bugbear, so it must be better also. Simply find all the most expensive cards in a format, put them in a deck, and then stream the deck. It's a very easy formula. Let's Strangle and Pioneer. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to need to cast it a little bit. Like, the instant speed on Fiery Impulse is really relevant. Strangle always dealing 3 damage. And hitting Planeswalkers is also relevant. So, it's just another new shock variant. Just another shock variant. Field passage is too slow. Include its Neighbor of Delve. I think it's unnecessary. You have a lot of cheap cantrips, a lot of cheap spells. And you'd also have to play more basics, which makes your mana base kind of worse overall too. But you could do it. It wouldn't be like a terrible way to build a deck. Triple 1-drop on the play. I think I'll consider first. I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to see, I guess. Hard to say no to an Aether Gust. Yeah, with it being on the mulligan and me killing 2 of their 1-mana creatures, Play with Fire definitely not doing too much here. You put a card on bottom with the first scry, though. Put a card on top. 1 card in their hand. What card would they keep on top in this spot? Light up the stage. Land for a 3-mana threat. I think I'll take this hit. Because if you have like Chandra, I guess I would have cast Chandra already. But I would rather Gust light up the stage than the Soulscar Mage. I think you're pretty lost in the sauce, Toaster. It's way easier to ramp in mono green than playing those cards. Bone Crusher. Okay, so we'll just Dragon's Fire the Soulscar Mage, I think. Smothering Tide is not a card for 60-card formats. That card is just so incredibly built for EDH. It's really not a card you should really consider heavily in any 60-card format. Oh, it's a meme on the cost things. Sorry. I was just trying to help. Yes, play those cards. Yes, you're right. Most expensive cards. I get it now. Wait, Anointed Procession is expensive? Dude, I played this bad mono white tokens deck with like 4 Anointed Procession and Standard, and I sold them for like $2 or something, maybe $5. Please don't tell me it's like it's 40ish. Oh man, I had a playset that I sold for very cheap. Yeah, token doubler EDH. Yeah. What are the most expensive cards in Pioneer and Paper? Is it a Smothering Tide and Anointing Procession? Meathook Massacre? Oh, Meathook. Yeah. It's still... I'm still just not used to EDH being the driver of card prices. It's just so odd. Oh yeah, Emrakul Promised End. That card's probably pretty pricey. I'm gonna take a hit from the Bone Crusher, I think. Dude, Scryfall really has everything, huh? Willamog, Meathook, Emrakul, Great Hinge, Wuthering Tide, Mox Amber. I've told this story a couple times recently, but I played the limited, the first limited GP for the set. Guilds of Ravnica, I think is the name of the set. And I scrubbed out pretty early, but I played a lot of side drafts, and I ended up just like, I would do my side draft, they would finish really fast, and I would sell the cards that I opened. I would sell the cards that I opened to just buy a new draft, and I opened 2 Smothering Tides over the course of that, and the vendors, it was not on their buy list. It was a card that they wouldn't even offer you 25 cents for. It was one of those rares that they wouldn't buy. So now I have 2 Smothering Tides that I would have happily given up for 25 cents back then. But I still have them in a binder. Hidetsu consume. Oh yeah, Hidetsu the red one, right? How much does draft cost in my LGS? Oh, this was at a GP, so usually the GP run drafts are really like good value. They're like $10 with like pretty good price support or something like that, or at least they were there. And so I was able to like make I think I made like $150 in like 5 hours doing side drafts. I was also opening a lot of I opened like 3 Hydrate Craces or something though, and they were like buy listing them for $40 or something. I was running really well. Miss Lethal? No, you can't Fiery Impulse them, or could I just have it Fiery Impulse my own thing? Yeah. All right, we got there anyways, huh? Okay, we just lost for playing for 5-0 with this deck. We just lost playing for 5-0. We're currently 8-1. Get another prediction going. I'm gonna go grab a protein bar and keep our fingers crossed, huh? I didn't know what to think of Pioneer as a format. But if it's a format where you can register 4 Silumgar Scorn, it can't be too bad. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. We'll keep this hand on the play. It needs a little bit of help, but a lot of good draws. Quack, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. That's awesome clip. Really happy to hear it. Over, under, on odd being 100 ticks. Probably not 100 tickets. Basic Swamp Thoughtseize. I do love drawing Consider with the Dig Through Time. Consider Dig Through Time is a combo. Wishclaw Talisman. So I have seen some of the red-black Anvil decks playing Wishclaw Talisman because you can activate it then sacrifice it. I'm not really a believer in the Wishclaw though, to be honest. It's like that's a lot of setup to have a 3-mana tutor. You can just play Grim Tutor instead. I don't know, it's maybe not terrible. Okay, maybe that's not what's happening. Maybe they're like mono black Devotion. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. When this class becomes level 2, look at the top 3 cards in your library, put one into your hand, and rest in the graveyard. Okay. Each end step, opponent loses life, goes to life, they lost this turn. Satellite, thank you for the 7 months, appreciate you. I think they're mono black Devotion. The mono black top 4 list, can someone link it? I started to build mono black last night. I didn't finish though. Great draw. Yeah, I do think Underworld Dreams is really good. I think that card's great. Yeah, Wishclaw. Oh yeah, Peer Through the Abyss plus Underworld Dreams. That's the combo kill. That's right. And there's the Underworld Dreams, which I'll go ahead and counter. Would love to find another Silumgar Scorn. Take that over any other card. There's 2? We got 2 Silumgar Scorn? Or I think I'll take Niv Silumgar Scorn. No, my opponent can't beat Scorn. There's no way. Just too good with the Goldspan Dragon. I think I'll keep the Sokenzan to channel. Sokenzan. Does Niv just beat Underworld Dreams? Niv is kind of like its own Underworld Dreams. Yeah, dude, Evan, I said earlier, like, I should have had this deck ready for you yesterday because you were asking what to play. But this is, I know that you're going to end up playing this one. I don't think this Underworld Dreams does enough, chat. I think I'm not going to counter it. No, I don't think Draconic Roar is good enough. I did test it a lot, and I just never really felt like it got the job done. Yeah, so next turn I can tutor for another Goldspan Dragon and kill him. When you find the deck list, if this link here, let's see if it's up. I know that, yeah, the deck. I know it's the deck list is down. I'll be posting it to Twitter later, so you can follow me on Twitter here and find it there. You can also take a screenshot of it when I'm sideboarding. You can also build me a different application besides Stream Decker, and maybe that'll work. My opponent doesn't have Thoughtseize, land, Peer into the Abyss as their 4-card hand. Or Peer into the Abyss is 7 mana, right? Meathook Massacre, X equals 2. X equals 4? Well, this is fine, right? Because I just, wait, when do they gain life? Opponent dies, you gain 1 life. Okay. This is not actually fine. Because they can't just Wishclaw Talisman for Goldspan and kill them. But I can take Play with Fire, land. Yeah, Play with Fire, land is lethal. Oh no, it's 1 point short. I don't know why I thought they only gained 2. Shoot. Yeah, sorry. I thought for some reason they were going to 6. Damn it. Need to opt. Oh no. Yeah, I know Sprite Dragon goes lethal. I thought I already had lethal, right? Like usually when I think I have lethal, I just take it, right? Could I have Wishclaw for Scorn? I could have Wishclawed for a 3rd Scorn. I didn't think that 2 Scorns would not be enough here, though. Tutor? If I tutor, my opponent gets to tutor. Sorry, I'm choking. I need to get a drink, but they get to tutor the kill. They get to kill me. They just top decked it. Unreal. Unreal. Well, good for them. Obviously, we punted this game off. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a drink real quick, though. Probably do want the Narsets. Just got the Fire Impulses. I just miscounted. We're just 1 short. Yeah, the deck is really cool. Warlock class seems a bit underpowered. Yeah, I mean, there's just like a lack of non-creature devotion enablers in mono black. I've also like gone down the rabbit hole a bit. I think this hand's bad. Like the Dragon's Fires are just not that good in the first place. I think we keep on 6. And hope. Their hand was also like, absurd to be able to like just fight through 2 Silumgar Scorns. That was wild. Their hand being Thoughtseize. Meathook Massacre land. That's the 4 cards. Let's negate this so we can Narset. Does this draw the card? No, just put it into the hand. Oh, dude. 2 Thoughtseizes. Astro with the Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. They're not immediately taking the Narset. That's pretty surprising. Just I feel like against when I'm on the mulligan on the play and they double Thoughtseize me, I'm kind of surprised they're not just immediately taking the card draw spell. So, it probably means they have Underworld Dreams in their hand and they're like wanting to resolve it next turn. I'm still gonna slam the Narset here, no matter what. No choice there. Go blank, okay. Exile my graveyard, definitely very good here. To stop any top deck digs. But maybe I can find an iteration off Narset. There's a top deck dig. Consider is pretty good. We'll cast it main phase, maybe find a land. I think I'll graveyard this, though. I think you want to graveyard pretty aggressively in these spots. Just for the dig through time to be better. 3 cards in hands. Gifted Aetherborn. Level 2 Warlock class. I'm actually kind of just happy if they kill the Narset, so it goes to the yard for dig. Put Thoughtseize and Wishclaw Talisman in the graveyard. Graveyard this. Love an iteration here. I guess I love finding only lands left. But if they kill my Narset, I get to dig through time end of turn. Maybe I can find like my Niv again. Four cards in their hand. 5th land. Could maybe counter Grey Merchants. Can't Silumgar Scorn that. So yeah, definitely hoping we find like a Goldspan Dragon now. They get a Swamp off the Soaring. I'm not gonna Silumgar Scorn Warlock class. Take Iteration Sprite Dragon here. Yeah, let's just play double Sprite Dragon with the Scorn up. Hit the sword for 2. Next turn, start a turn with Iteration. Scorn up this turn. Feeling pretty good. Level 2 Warlock class. Feel good about that as well. I can't imagine that my opponent sided out Underworld Dreams. That card's really good against blue-red usually. It is a lot better against like more traditional blue-red control than my deck though, because like I can just race it. Yeah, you maybe slide out the period to the Abyss. Okay, they put Go Blank into the graveyard in a swamp. -3 the Soaring. 4 cards in their hand. That is a good Nykthos. Nykthos making 6 mana. 3 cards in their hands. Level 3 Warlock class. Wait, this is 7 mana? At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equals to the life they lost this turn, so I lose 2. Okay, I guess their hand's not great. I don't know. Oh, Warlock class is also a combo with Peer into the Abyss. It's probably obvious, right? Yeah, I could take 4 more. Got the Scorn up this turn. Their Nykthos is making a lot less mana now. You'll take 9 if they level the other one. Isn't it 8? Why is it 9? This is, I think, fine to take 8. The beginning of your instep, each opponent loses life equal to life they lost this turn. So if I shock here, I'm not taking the 8. So this looks pretty sick. Okay, Underworld Dreams. If I countered this, if I let this resolve, they get to keep all their mana, which is a pretty big game. I think I need to counter this. Yeah, hopefully no double Thoughtseize this time around. This does look sick. I like it a lot. One card left in their hand. Only 5 mana, so yeah, they can't go for Thoughtseize plus Great Merchant. Yeah, I know the deck link isn't working. Sorry. I don't know what they can have. I'm just gonna counter. This could be bait. I mean, I'm looking at literally... I don't know what it can possibly be bait for. I don't think there's anything that kills me. They have 1 card in their hands. Murderous Rider. Yeah, they're dead, right? Dead to me. Wish Clawing. Yeah. Wait, what? How did I die? Why did I just die? Why did those trigger? How did I lose life that turn? Yeah, but I thought Warlord's Class triggered when I lost life, right? Oh, Chapter 1. Chapter 1. If a creature dies this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. I see. Okay, level 1. Okay, so I had to counter the Blood Chief's Thirst anyways. Okay, then we were dead no matter what. Okay, we were dead no matter what. Unless we... But if we didn't counter Underworld Dreams, we were alive. So hard not to counter the Underworld Dreams there, though. Obviously, we punted off match number 1, too, which feels pretty bad. Mom, thank you for 10 months. Appreciate ya. Hard to navigate a matchup you've never played in. It's also, like, really easy to make a mistake where you count that you have lethal and you just like, miscount. Obviously, I could have been a little bit more careful. So, back-to-back 4-1s. Unfortunate, no 5-0, but deck did feel pretty good. I'm actually going to call the stream a little early today. I have to do some Channel Fireball stuff, and then there's a the new set release this Wednesday, Thursday, so I need to spend a lot of time building decks for that. So I don't have time to do a full stream today, so doing a short one today. Mono Black deck looks pretty good. We might do some exploring. I started to like kind of mess around with it.